Next month will officially mark 1 year since I graduated college and have been living as a post-grad. It's now been about 6 months since I moved to Pittsburgh and have been living on my own and everything. In this video, I want to kind of talk about what that transition has been like. How is it living in a new city? What are like the pros and cons, as well as like the struggles and benefits of it? I think a lot of people, myself included, as I was getting closer to graduating college, I was really worried to like what working full time was going to be like. And I was kind of concerned to see like how my lifestyle would shift and change. But overall, the past 6 months have been really, really great. I've really enjoyed my time living on my own. Granted, I feel really privileged to be in the position I'm in, as well as I've met a bunch of great people and have had good connections so far in this city. So it definitely has made my experience here really, really good. And honestly, I probably wouldn't change anything about it so far. So I did graduate college a year ago, but I really only consider my post-grad like life starting since I moved here. I was back home for 6 months and I was like working part-time. So having moved in June and it now being November, it's definitely really, really cold here. But overall, like I really have enjoyed Pittsburgh as a city. My job is remote, so I've gotten to travel a lot. My girlfriend, she lives in DC, so I'm there pretty much like at least once a month or every other month we'll like visit each other. DC has been really cool to like get to know, as well as like it's definitely more walkable and more urban friendly than Pittsburgh, but at the same time the area that I live in, Pittsburgh, is really great. Everything that I need is super close by. I drive probably like once a week when I go into the office. Like I said, I do work remote, but I'm able to go into the office whenever I want, so I try to go like once a week so I can see people and get out of the house a little bit. I kind of touched on already like the walkability of this neighborhood and like where I live in Pittsburgh. Southside is really great. There's a lot of cool coffee shops, restaurants, there's grocery stores really close by, like the gym. I go there, all that's been great. I've definitely like had to push myself out of my comfort zone in an effort to make more friends and like make connections and say yes to like a lot more stuff. I've really enjoyed getting to know people. It kind of feels like college a little bit, where you have to go out of your way to like do things and say yes to things, and making new friends in a new city is definitely like, there's definitely challenges, but so far I've had like a really great experience with that. I've very much enjoyed what that's been like. I watched a video a while ago, but I forgot exactly who it was, but the girl was basically saying like when you move to a new area, the first like couple months, it's really your job just to say yes to everything. And if I had a piece of advice for anyone who's like moving to a new city and wants to understand the best way to like meet people, it's definitely, after you have connections, definitely say yes to everything. I've been rock climbing, I've gone on a lot of hikes, and just a lot of opportunities where like I'll go meet up with people during work and I just say yes. Now, that can come at a cost, and I'll definitely say some of the cons have been, I really feel like the need to say yes to things, so it doesn't really feel like I have a lot of personal time. Although I work from home, so I'm home a lot, as soon as I'm done at like 5 o'clock, I go to the gym, and then by the time I'm done with the gym, it's dinner time, I gotta cook, and then basically I'm ready to reset and get ready for bed at that point. So the weekends are really when I like try to get a lot of things done. I try to hang out with people, I try to say yes to things. And it can really feel like you don't have any time, and you'll be going out and then Sunday rolls around and you're like, where did the weekend go? So that's definitely something that I've had to like adjust to and get used to for sure, is like balancing saying yes to things and not wanting to like miss out on stuff, but also like having some personal time, making sure I take care of myself, my apartment, like keeping things clean, things like that. I like to go out, I like to drink, things like that, but it can really feel like in post-grad, most of the things that people want to do involve drinking or like going out. And although Pittsburgh's on the cheaper end of like cities, and when you go out, like drinks are pretty cheap, you kind of always feel like you need to spend money to do things socially. And I think that kind of is just a problem everywhere in America. There's not a whole lot of things to do that don't involve money besides like going on hikes. And I've done that and it's fun. But overall, I feel like a lot of people lean to like going out or going to the bars or happy hour, things like that. So that can take a toll on you, especially if you're like waking up hungover on the weekends, things like that. And like I said, I do love to go out, but there's definitely, you got to strike a balance with that. Now, I do live alone, and in college I had 5 roommates, so it has been a little bit hard adjusting to just being by myself in the house. Obviously in college there's always someone in the apartment, there's always someone to talk to and do things with, so that was really fun. I will say the flip side of that is that it's so nice, like being able to keep the place how I want it. Like just wake up, use the laundry machine whenever I want, not have to wait for someone to like wash the dishes or things like that. So that has been really, really nice. And I don't know if I could go back to living with roommates, even though I miss like the social side of that. But all the other pros like really, really outweigh that. I will say on that same note, it has been a little bit hard moving to a new city. I don't really have like any best friends right now. I definitely have people that I'm pretty close with and I'm like getting to know. But since I'm so new to the city and my friendships are so new with a lot of these people, there isn't really that deep or historic connection that I have with a lot of my friends back home. But I'm not too worried because I think with time, obviously that will happen. But it is a little bit hard adjusting when all of your friendships are like newer and you still haven't really built up like that level of comfort that you have when you know someone for like 3 to 4 years. I was a little worried at first, like whether or not there'd be a lot of people looking to make friends, and it definitely is not the case. Like I've been to quite a few like social clubs and met people through various other channels and like at parties. There's definitely a lot of people that are looking to make connections and they're looking to do stuff. With social media, like I feel like a lot of us spend so much time on our phones and we're like really craving that connection. So it was really refreshing to like meet a bunch of people that want to do things and that are like excited to go out and do stuff. So it's definitely boosted my confidence in my ability to make friends and like meet people after college. I was kind of worried to know like what that was going to be like. Obviously, when you're in a city, there's a lot more people and there's younger people, so that's definitely a benefit. I don't know if that's necessarily the case, like if you were to move to some random town, but it's definitely true here. And having been in DC for a bit, like it's at an even higher level there. So really not worried as long as you're like in a big metropolitan area. I think you'll be good. As for like the work side of things, I definitely don't think remote is as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Granted, I'll go into the office like once every 2 weeks or once a week. So I see people, but at the same time, like no one I work with really goes into the office. I'm just seeing other like new grad engineers. So that's been pretty nice. And there's some people I know at the office from last summer, but I think I thought remote would be a lot worse than it actually is. I actually really enjoy being able to log off at 5 p.m. and then just be home. I can just get ready immediately, go to the gym, or if I have to run an errand, I don't have to wait in traffic for like an hour or whatever. There's no commute home again, so it's really nice. You're just already ready to be done with the work. And I live in a 1-bedroom too, so like I try to keep my work in the living room, and then when I'm in my bedroom, I'm not doing anything. I don't work in my bed or anything like that. So overall, I really have enjoyed the past 6 months. I think it's gone a lot better than I thought it would. There was a lot of times leading up to this, or leading up to my move, where I was a little worried about like how things were gonna go. But I've definitely built up confidence in my ability to like meet people and to like get connections in new places. I definitely gonna be moving around a bit, I think in my earlier 20s, so I don't know how long I'm actually gonna stay in Pittsburgh, but it's been a great city. I definitely would recommend it, especially the South Side area where I live. It's super walkable. I can't talk highly enough about it. Now, it is dark at like 6 p.m., which is a little annoying, and it's actually like 5:30. So that's a little bit annoying, and I haven't fully adjusted to that, and I don't know how the winter is going to be, so who knows, I might feel way worse about it in a few months. But so far it's been cool, like seeing all the fall leaves change and seeing the seasons. It's something just I've never experienced, so I've really, really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed my time here, and I definitely want to make more videos, so make sure you guys are subscribed, as there'll be more videos hopefully soon. But yeah, that's all I got. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.